Leaving Luperon was actually quite a difficult decision because of the pandemic.
Sailing is never really a logical decision.
We are US citizens, so we were pretty sure they weren't gonna turn us away. I mean, come on, how beautiful is that?
Woo! This is Joel. Together with Tony and Jared, he gave up everything to buy a boat and go on the adventure of a lifetime. But after a death-defying sail to Cuba, he returned to Key West and found himself
Wish
alone.
me luck on this adventure. When Michael finished school, I asked her to sail with me to the Bahamas. 4 months later, we made it to the Dominican Republic. Broke and in love.
Bums on a Boat is a true story about facing fear, finding adventure, and falling in love. Each tale is brought to you by our patrons and viewers. Subscribe and click the bell to get notified about weekly premieres and visit our website to learn more. Thank you for watching.
These are the tales of Moab.
That's right, we're dock rats. Leaving Luperon was actually quite a difficult decision because of the pandemic, mainly. Things were comfortable and easy and cheap there and familiar. So, and secure, and we knew everything. So coming to Puerto Rico, we heard it was under lockdown, you weren't gonna be able to anchor or travel, and it was gonna be more expensive. So it really wasn't logical to leave unless you have the bums on a boat perspective. You only live once, and life is very short. And when you look around the world right now, it seems a little bit crazy. So that actually gives us the confidence to go for it and go sail and maybe sink the boat. Worst case scenario, you have to accept that you actually could die out there. And that doesn't scare me. In fact, when I see the way the world is, it actually makes me more confident to just give it a go. Because really, what are you missing out on? You know, some more news about Trump and World War III? No, there are many beautiful things about life right now, such as family and friends and the simple things in life, like good food. So the world isn't as dire, but right now that seems to be what's on everybody's mind, especially with our current pandemic situation. There was no guarantee that when we showed up to Puerto Rico, things were gonna go well. Now, we are US citizens, so we were pretty sure they weren't gonna turn us away. We actually showed up on the 7th, which was when the lockdown lifted, so it was a lot more restricted before we showed up. You could not do recreational sailing. We heard you couldn't anchor, but we saw boats anchored when we pulled in. And that's a big part of Bums on a Boat, is we were tired of hearing all these things about the world. We just wanted to go and see it for ourselves and experience it for ourselves and make our own decision.
So my take on the whole pandemic and sailing situation is that sailing is never really a logical decision. It's not like taking your boat out of harbor is ever a safe or maybe even a smart play. It's more like you're doing it because you want to face the unknown, because you want to make yourself uncomfortable. This has been a tough one, guys. You want to challenge yourself, and you're determined to do that because you know that that's what makes life worthwhile. The pandemic, the lockdowns in different places, the unknown scenarios of will you be able to get supplies, will you be able to move around, makes the sailing situation even more extreme, but it doesn't change it for us. And we were so determined to attempt to achieve our goals and to get out there and move around that was way more important than making a smart decision. So Jill mentioned that we're enjoying being dock rats for the moment, and we're at Marina Pescaderia in Puerto Real, Puerto Rico. And the check-in process here as soon as we got here was really smooth. I think for the entire island of Puerto Rico and other US territories, it's all online, which is awesome. The first step is to go to the Decal and Transponders online procurement system. It's dtops.com, where you pay for an annual decal, in our case, which you need to have the purchase order of that in order to go onto the Customs and Border Patrol Roam app. But that's how you pass in and out of the US borders really easily and quickly, and you're in their system and they know who you are, and it just makes it simple. So once you get that decal, then you go to the CBP Roam application and you put in your passport information for the captain and the crew. If you're a private vessel like us, you're not carrying any cargo, so there's nothing to declare. And then you do a video interview or a phone call, in our case, with a Customs and Border Patrol officer. And once they tell you you're good to go, then you're good to go. It's pretty awesome. The cost of checking in is really affordable. For us, we're US citizens. I can't speak what it would be like for anyone who's not a US citizen. But for us, it was just the cost of the decal, which was about $30 for the year. And the CBP Roam app is free to download and use. So $30 and you're good to go.
So that's the Marina office. We're at Marina Pescaderia, which is in Puerto Real, Puerto Rico, the southwest side of the island. And we just want to talk about the fees a little. We were surprised at the rates of this marina. I got it written down here. It's $1.25 per foot per night. That's a daily rate. It's $1 per foot per night. That's weekly. And it's $13.50 per foot per month. So that's the monthly rate. So as you stay longer, the price drops. And the water is $3.50 a night. And it's whether you use it or don't. And there's no meter on it. You can just go crazy or not use any of it and you still pay $3.50. That was shocking to me. And it's drinkable. Coming from the Dominican Republic, that blows my mind. And it's $60 per month. So it maxes out at $60 a month. So if you stay for a month, then after you get to $60 for your water bill, it stops going up for that month. And the electricity is 0.252, but it's on a meter. There's bathrooms, there's showers, and there's 2 nice restaurants just right there. Also, there's a laundry machine. Laundry, so you could washer and dryer. It's quarter machines. It's like $2 a load, but it's just right there. So everything that you need is right here. There's a nice little shop if you need ice or some drinks, and we're really happy to be here.
Now that we're finally in Puerto Rico for the first time and restrictions have relaxed, let's head up into the mountains to explore someone else's dream brought into reality. We're here at Pomarosa. It's a gourmet coffee plantation in the mountains of Puerto Rico.
Do you know what it takes to make a gourmet cup of joe? This is where the coffee cherries start their journey once harvested. With the help of water, they are fed along through this PVC pipe. Due to the humidity and frequent rain, Kurt must use the wet method as opposed to the age-old dry method, basically setting the cherries out in the sun. The cherries are first fed through this pulping machine, which separates the skin and pulp from the bean. After separation, the beans are transported to large water-filled fermentation tanks to remove the slick layer of mucilage that is still attached to the parchment. They are then machine dried and separated by size with this fancy machine. This machine roasts the beans, and after each bean is gone through by hand to look for defects, they are packaged and sold. We just finished a coffee farm tour. Kurt is the one who just gave us the tour.
Hi, I'm Kurt, a coffee farmer in Puerto Rico. We have a farm where we receive guests for our coffee tours, also for our bed and breakfast. We have a bed and breakfast. I was not always a coffee farmer. I used to be a trader of steel, but today I enjoy my life tremendously here, and I thought that I have found finally what I was looking for. If you want to get some of our coffee, please go to our webpage. You can order it there. Our webpage is bomorosacoffeelodge.com. Or if you want to reach us directly, you can reach me through my email, klagner@gmail.com. That's it. I hope you come and visit us on our webpage.
We got some coffee.
Trivia question for you. Which country do you think is the #1 consumer of coffee per capita? Put your guesses in the comments below.
What is it, about 4 cups per person?
About 4 cups per person. Which
Per day.
country? And secondly, where do you think the United States falls in line from 1 to 80? Where is the United States in consuming coffee per capita? We're gonna be exploring Puerto Rico by land. This is the start of it, so we're taking you along. We're learning about Puerto Rico. We're getting our eyes on the land, the lay of the land.
You're looking out at the southern coast right now. We're near Ponce. Pretty amazing, reflecting on the last couple of years. It's been over 2 years now, just over 2 years since we hauled our boat out in Luperon. And a lot,
Are you standing in the fire ants?
maybe Kurt told us there's fire ants everywhere and we're a little nervous about that.
So many of you stuck with us and you encouraged us and you made it very clear that you were not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And so that gave us the confidence to keep her going. 1 year in the boatyard, all sorts of boat projects that were
Oh my God. From fixing the keel,
way over our
the
head.
rudder, to rebuilding the cockpit. There was so much that happened. And we're really happy to be out here exploring just like we had in mind.
Yeah, and so at this phase in the journey, there's no question that all of you are just as much a part of it as us, because we had to work hard, but we would have had to do, it would have taken a lot longer. Who knows what without the support of our patrons.
Yep. And our viewers.
And our viewers. And all of you that comment and give us thumbs ups, that actually makes a big difference. I know.
And advice.
A lot of you are just even if it's great video, thumbs up, you guys, that actually makes a big difference.
It really does.
Yeah, so I mean, we couldn't be here without you, and we're excited to continue.
And if boat work is your thing, like, don't worry, that's always going to be part of our journey. But if you love boat work and you really are curious even more about the Luperon Boatyard, you got to check out our friends Barefoot Sail and Dive. They are doing a massive project on their boat right now.
Yeah, and I'm not envious. We're pretty happy that we're out of the boatyard.
Yeah.
But again, if you love the boat work, we're actually in the middle of some projects now. We're going to be doing projects on the move.
Always.
So don't worry, we still got some boat projects, but we're hoping to sprinkle in some traveling and adventure.
Yep.
And some new places for once.
So get hyped!
Let's go, baby! I mean, come on, how beautiful is that?
You gonna get me running down?
Go ahead, make a run for it.